Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Legacy of the Rimlen, kind of arc ending edition, I suppose. I count it as a significant enough milestone to have given the players a level up, and we'll go into all of that. So, as usual, let's have these people introduce themselves and their characters. I wrote some dice in the background. The dice say that first and foremost we should ask Deli to introduce themselves and their character, and also potentially talk about some changes with Muninn on their character sheet.
Absolutely. Hello everyone, I'm Deli. As usual, I'm playing as Muninn, the traveling scholar from Brightland. Say that 3 times fast. They've at the moment they're a bit of a pickle because they've had a shot. They were shot in the leg last time, so hopefully they'll be able to walk without injury, or even worse, lose their leg. But we shall see. As far as changes to Muninn's character sheet, let me just get it up really quickly. So there was quite a few changes made in the stunts area. A lot of which, the general theme for the changes basically boil down to this: all of the stunts needed to be reworded to fit the rules of the game better, or at all.
and that is my bad above board for not mentioning that to the players. But TLDR, the stunts need to specify the stat they boost and the specific in-game situation they apply to, aka attacking, defending, overcoming, or creating advantages. Deli don't need to go into super detail about that. The viewers can also read it on screen and might rather not take too much time.
That's true. Yes.
But yeah.
100%. Cool. But the star of the show is that Muninn now has an extra point in their sneaky. Mm-hmm. So that it's from a 2 to a 3.
Yes, and that could have been useful in the past, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. It would be, side note, I guess it would be interesting to revisit how you guys have leveled up, because you've always leveled up according to sort of your immediate needs, sneaky was really useful for me in the past couple sessions, I should buff that. But either way, thank you very, very much, Deli.
I have a question. I don't know. I should have asked this before, but I don't know. If I'm imagining stuff. For some reason, I remember Akesius agreeing to heal Muninn.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, that's my bad in that case.
But it hasn't happened yet, has it?
It
has?
Has-ish. TLDR will. Obviously, we sped the duel up. I'll get into it for the viewers, but we sped the duel up at the end of the last session, and we did some rolls, and one of the rolls was, Akesius will heal Muninn's leg. I don't think we'll necessarily touch on that. It might just be a thing of, hey, at this point, your leg will be healed.
Okay, cool.
But now thank you for speaking up, Show&Tell, because you are next anyway, according to the dice. So could you please go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
Yes, hi, I'm Show&Tell, and I'll be playing as Anghel, who is right now very sad. I don't know if he's sad, but he's not pleased by the result of the duel, and he feels like he fucked up, I think.
Understandably so.
Oh, and also he got another point in his careful. Because,
That he did. Indeed. Thank you very, very much, Show&Tell. And next we would have Illona, Ashen, could you please go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
Hello. I'm Ash, and I'm playing as Illona. And she's new and improved with the whopping new sneaky boost. Kapow! Even more sneaky.
You are now one of the sneakiest people, including NPCs in this campaign.
Woohoo!
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a couple more people sneakier than you, but they're demigods, so or master manipulators and stuff like that.
Getting on that level, nice.
I guess because he's all your buddy, I guess. You're at the same level as Rebop, so you won't drag him down anymore.
Nice.
I'm joking. I'm joking with that, obviously. Okay. But thank you very, very much, Ashen. So, last time, the duo between Orita and Cornell continued with the players trying to kind of sneakily push things in Orita's favor while also trying not to get killed by the Amazons or Anya Veris, who were all three of them ensuring that the duo stays as fair, quote unquote, as possible. Which didn't go super well. Anghel and Muninn got beat up a little bit. Muninn especially so. I don't think we necessarily need to go into detail about that. Anghel also decided to, well, not Anghel, Show&Tell, I guess, decided to have Anghel's horse help with the whole situation, which was definitely noticed by Anya Veris, who set the horse on fire repeatedly, so that was fun. Muninn also got thrown out of the arena for their trouble. That was also fun. They did succeed in wrestling down an Amazon for a second, so I guess that is a point of pride for you, Muninn. Good on you.
Hell yeah.
But right as Muninn was about to make a rousing declaration, Rebab, who was too tired of this shit, shot Muninn in the leg and knocked Muninn out of the encounter, and that's more or less where things ended. Well, Anghel also rescued the horse, rescued the horse, took him away from the arena to prevent him getting burned more. At the end of last session, and this is what we were talking about previously, since you guys, well, Muninn was unable to, but Anghel and Illona more or less didn't want to intervene more. Well, they wanted to, but they couldn't realistically. We sort of decided to speed up the duel via a particular dice roll, and the dice roll revealed that Cornell is going to win. It won't be like a clean victory. Cornell will be, Orita rather will get some hits in, but Cornell will definitely win. But as I go to turn on the background music real quick, we will begin the session, not with Cornell's victory, but I guess sort of your character's thoughts while this is happening. Again, we've determined that Cornell will win. That is beyond your guys' ability to influence, if that makes sense. But because we fast forwarded through, I guess, the narrative and the roleplay, this is your opportunity to provide your thoughts, to do whatever, as long as it doesn't influence the actual outcome, if that makes sense. Okay?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ashen, if you don't mind, I'm very, very curious. Obviously, last session we sort of took charge of Illona and had her agree with Rebab that Muninn should be shot. But I'm curious, what do you think about the situation?
Yeah, I think shooting someone is kind of like, overstepping a little tiny bit,
In the leg. It wasn't the leg, to be fair.
I mean, I think still. I think Illona might have a little bit of bad conscience about that, but I think she's trying to justify to herself. It's like, no, but maybe it's for the best. Fuck,
Mm-hmm. In terms of narrative, obviously you weren't here, but Rebab took responsibility for the act. Obviously he shot Muninn anyway, but he loudly announced, "Oh yeah, Muninn, you're shot. You stop doing that." And hey, Amazons, look, I shot Muninn. They won't be a threat anymore. And nobody's really blaming Illona, if that makes sense.
Nobody but Illona herself. Oh, so
Aww.
And I guess this is a question I'd have for Show&Tell and Deli. Do Anghel and Muninn have any thoughts about Illona's potential complicity in Muninn getting shot?
Show&Tell, do you want to go first? I feel like Munin's thoughts would be very
Ouch, hurts.
yeah.
Well, Anghel is kind of like, I don't know. I don't think he feels as much like as bad about it as he would anyone else in this situation. Like, I mean, it happened at the point where Anghel also was like trying to comply with the Amazons and not make too much noise, and then when it just kept going.
Yeah.
So maybe Anghel feels it was a little deserved. Something.
Damn.
Rip Bozo, I guess.
That's rough. But fair enough. That's okay. Yeah, I feel like above board, I feel like I agree to some extent. I feel like Muninn has had a lot of bad karma ever since they killed Good Eye and started burning things and everything. So above board, I feel like this is somewhat more like fair enough, but and plus like their plan to. Sorry, I won't try and go into a tangent too much.
No worries.
Their plan to. Whatever their plan was, obviously didn't work out. So, yeah, fair enough. Maybe Muninn needs to shut up for a second instead of like trying to constantly fix or manipulate things. I also think in game, or rather in character, Muninn, big ouchie, obviously. I think to them, Muninn, in their own head, I feel like Muninn's quite arrogant, so they're thinking like, what the fuck did I do wrong? Like, being shot is like, I shouldn't have like, why would you shoot me? Basically, that's what they're thinking.
Understandable. I think that at some. Yeah, we did establish actually in the last session that Illona and Rebob like rejoined with you guys, so to like get the party together, so to say. So if there's anything you'd like to say to Rebob and or Illona, please go ahead.
I don't know actually. I feel like Muninn would say something generic like to Rebob, like how, like why would you shoot me? I'm not gonna be able to walk again.
You'll be fine. I aimed it so you wouldn't lose the leg.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I think we established that last time.
What a gentleman.
So. Oh, yeah.
What a gentleman, yeah. Muninn would say like, you didn't need to shoot me. Like, it's like, why? Like, that's so unnecessary. I don't know. They would say something like that.
Was the quickest and easiest way? Would you have preferred to not be shot and instead get speared by those two? They were marching in your direction when I did it.
Well, at least I would have had a chance against them, whereas you can't like do anything against a bullet. Like you can't outrun a bullet, basically, is what Muninn's saying.
You would have had a chance, but you also quite likely would have lost your life. This way you didn't. Also, a small bit of above board. Firearms are not super accurate, so the fact that Rebob specifically aimed for you not to lose your leg, like in the process of aiming for your leg, kind of speaks to his skill.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Rebob's definitely
bullshitting.
Yeah. He's
Also
really
that you
lucky.
cared enough to,
Yeah, that is
aim.
nice. That is nice.
Fury Bob.
I don't think Muninn would recognize that, but that is above board. I appreciate the sentiment.
He still shot you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Muninn would like say to Illona like, or Rebob or someone like, I don't know. I don't know if they would say this. I was gonna say they'll like be like, oh, are you gonna at least like help me up? But I don't know if Muninn wants to stand up right now, so maybe they wouldn't say that.
I guess always first he will also rejoin the party because it's kind of odd for him to be alone. But he'll stand behind Anghel as he usually does and not say much.
Yeah.
I guess one. Obviously, I don't. Deli, you may disagree, of course, but I don't think we need to go through the process of your leg getting healed by a Cassius if you don't want to.
As in the roleplay, and yeah, I don't need to. If you don't think it's necessary, then that's fair enough.
TLDR, a Cassius would say, for your service in getting rid of a troublesome enemy, referring to Eusebius.
Ooh. Okay, fair dues. Getting rid of Eusebius? Oh yes, no, pardon me. I thought Eusebius was someone else. But yeah, okay, cool. Thank you.
Eusebius is this fellow right here.
Yeah. The one that isn't actually dead. But yes.
Go ahead.
Muninn would, in that case, TLDR, Muninn would like show gratitude that their leg is healed, but they wouldn't be like fawning over Cassius. Do you know what I'm saying?
Obviously, you still have your level 4 consequence. That will go away at the end of this session because of game mechanics reasons. And in terms of narrative, we'll justify it by, like, you still feel pain in the leg, at least for a little bit. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
But speaking of Eusebius, may I get a careful from you guys to see if you notice something? This is an overcome roll.
Yeah.
Do I get a +2? Does it involve a sharp eye?
Yeah, it definitely does involve a sharp eye, yeah.
Okay, cool. So a 6.
Yeah, all of you notice. While all of the crowd is enraptured by the Orita Cornell duo, Daniel, aka this fellow right here, sneaks Eusebius out on a wheelbarrow and runs via the wheelbarrow out the village.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking
Holy
that we had to
shit.
do something about him. Thank God.
And no, did you say no one else like notices this happening?
The Amazons are watching you, Anya, Varus, I won't say too much, and the crowd is too enraptured by the duel.
Okay. Holy shit.
I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah. I guess Muninn would like try and force themselves not to like think about what they're witnessing, because if they think about it, they'll think about how he's wheeling out not a dead body, you know, but someone who is actually alive.
Oh, wait, did you figure out that he's not dead then?
I don't know.
I
Maybe.
think Deli is more so referring to Acacia spying on them, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but
No.
Daniel thought that he was dead, remember?
I think Muninn is the only one who has a high enough careful to see. Eusebius seems asleep.
Okay, so we don't know
Yeah,
if
we
he's
don't know.
figured it out or not.
Well, Deli, because it's your lie, you know that Eusebius is still alive, but yeah.
Yeah.
Whether Daniel knows, though.
Yeah.
the question.
Sorry. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, that you don't know, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they figure it out before he buries him.
Yeah. Muninn would look to Anghel and just say like, they would sign. Should we catch up to him?
The Amazons are watching you, if you remember, and when you try to move away, they literally threw a spear in front of you.
Yeah. That's true.
Anghel signs, we can't right now.
Muninn nods, and then they would like look to both of them and say, "Important, important for later, though." Muninn's trying to make it clear that even if we can't see him now, we have to see him later for sure.
Okay. I don't know if Anghel answers that because I don't know if he knows.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't. I guess you don't have to answer that if you don't want to.
What was I? Oh yeah, I was. Show&Tell. I'm assuming Anghel like puts out the fires in the horse's mane.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll remove the horse's stress.
Poor horse. And he also pats him.
Nuzzles against you.
Oh.
Oh.
I feel like this horse is like, it has an innocence, but also not at all. It knows too much. It's like this uncanny valley thing. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
If you want, you can give me a careful to see if you notice something, but it's related, but it's not pertaining to the horse directly, I guess. Muninn, yes, your stunt will apply if you want to roll.
Okay.
Ooh, I want to too.
1, 4, and 2. I don't think Anghel and Illona would notice. Muninn, you see, like, at the interaction between Anghel and the horse, you see always firstly nodding with approval, sort of like, yeah, this is how things are supposed to go.
Okay. With the horse?
What's your question?
Sorry. Because I'm very dense. What's he nodding to? The fact that the horse is like
the fact that like Anghel like helped the horse and is displaying affection towards it, and the horse is displaying affection back.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know what that gives us, but interesting.
Yeah.
You're supposed to marry the horse.
Yeah.
It's not a frog that you have to kiss.
Yeah.
Oh, please no.
You never know.
That sounds like a Norse mythology kind of thing.
The frog thing or the horse thing?
The horse thing.
Oh yeah, it's also in Greek myths sometimes, but yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Anyway, moving along. Let me know if there's anything else you do before the duel itself ends. I'll move them to the side so that I don't forget about them, I guess. Maybe not here.
I want my guard up because I feel like Cornell could try and fight us.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Could we roll to gain an advantage? Can you do that outside of combat? I can't remember.
Yeah, of course you can. Speaking of, I'll do some cleanup on your advantages. And like the ones that aren't necessarily applicable. Yes, favorable crowd would still apply. Difficult terrain would still as well. That one wouldn't. That one also wouldn't. And Illona's Peacekeeper definitely wouldn't. Okay. These are the advantages that still kind of apply. But you can still roll. I would take it as a careful roll, Deli.
I was going to say, yeah, I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
I guess narratively what would happen is Muninn would like hold their arm out for someone and just say like, oh, help me up. We need to like, just help me up. And then I will roll a careful.
I'm also curious if anyone helps Deli up.
Yeah, it would be awkward if no one did.
Illona would.
Okay. Thank you, Illona. Sorry, go ahead, Sarah.
I was just gonna say that I count that as Illona assisting you. So for 7, you create your advantage and you have 2 charges on it.
Epic.
Do you have a name for it?
Yeah. Raised guard. Like, yeah, raised guard. As in your guard is up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. You are ready for anything, definitely. Even with your wounded leg. I'm assuming the healing has happened by now and you can use your leg again, even though it's definitely hurts a little. Rebob looks in surprise at your healed leg and asks, don't do anything stupid now. Above what you can't, because that was his condition for defeating you. But in terms of narrative, you may reply however you want.
Okay. Just as a refresher, what's the conditions? I can't do anything stupid, basically.
When he shot you and defeated you in combat, his condition was you're not gonna interfere in the duo anymore at all.
Okay. That's all. Between Arita and...
Arita and Cornell, which isn't super relevant because we already decided the outcome, but you know.
Okay, interesting. Muninn would look to Rebob and say, like, I won't... Muninn would look to Rebob and say, like, trust me, I won't. And then look to the Amazons to be like, those are some big ladies.
They watch you warily.
Yeah.
They were... I guess it doesn't need... I don't even need you to remind you, but I guess they were not very receptive when you were flirtatious, so don't try it.
No. Muninn's too nervous to do it now, I think.
I think this is when it would happen. Muninn, in the middle of this encounter, you would hear Anya Veras' voice in your mind. She'll say something that's kind of unrelated to your current situation. Namely, she will tell you, I urge you to read and finish the book that you stole today.
Ooh. Okay. Which Muninn would like laugh to themselves, and they would say like, which one in their heads?
The one you stole today.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's the one titled Circe's Chronicle of Ancient Demons.
Okay.
Or I guess Kirky, if that's the correct pronunciation, but you know what I mean.
Okay.
The documents?
The book, she said.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Okay, I forgot then. When did they steal it?
From when they burned down the other monastery.
So it's not the gold or the silver book, but it's like the other one that they stole. So it's the third
Oh,
one.
I forgot about that. Okay. I forgot it was today too, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, you still have the other documents that you stole today from this place, but yeah, she didn't mention those.
Yeah. I think Muninn would respond in a mental acknowledgement, and they would probably pull out, as long as like this doesn't interrupt anything, Muninn would probably rummage through their like satchel and pull out the documents that they found, the ones that they were hiding from Acesius initially.
The documents that you found in this place, in this village, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they would probably pick the one that looks the most eligible and read it, if that's okay.
Yeah, give me a
or legible, or whatever.
Give me, I guess, a clever to see if you can like find the relevant information in the time before the duel ends. Okay.
Okay. Would that be a +2 clever or required a learned mind?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
It is also an overcome roll, yeah.
Okay. If you said no, then I would say fair enough. But thank you for saying yes. So I got a 6.
Okay, I think that is definitely enough. As mentioned previously, it's a lot of like bills of sale and like and basically like almost mundane bureaucracy of the old monastery. I guess old by this point, the one that got burned here. And what like, and I think this is perhaps what Acesius wanted you to find previously, although it's not super relevant at this point, but it's still useful information, namely that Eusebius, if you remember, of course you remember Eusebius, I imagine. He was rather mostly the one responsible for buying and selling the slaves.
Oh, interesting. And he's just gone off in a wheelbarrow.
Yep.
So, damn. So he was kind
He
of
was responsible.
the bad guy.
Well, I mean, all the monks were more or less responsible, but he's the one who like signs the documents on the like buyer or seller's end. So he's mostly the one doing the negotiations, all that.
Yeah. I don't like that. I'm not a huge fan of that.
Wait.
Again,
maybe
that does not necessarily mean he was exclusively responsible. He may have gotten an order like from the starets, like, "Hey, we're not doing good with money. Go sell some of the slaves." So
okay,
it's not his exclusive responsibility, but it's definitely not a good look.
No, definitely not a good look. Maybe something that he can explain to us later, if we do actually manage to speak to him.
Yeah, that will be interesting to confront him with it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think that's it from me in that case in terms of like doing things related to reading. I will read the book. Like Muninn would have a mental note to be like, "Oh, I'm going to read the other book later, like the big book."
Mm-hmm. Anghel and Illona, do you do anything before the duel concludes?
No.
You said no?
No.
I think Anghel also wants to be on his guard against maybe what will happen with Cornell.
And that's it?
And that's, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, does Muninn have any sort of expression on their face when they read the fact that Eusebius is responsible?
They would look kind of their reaction would be the same as mine. They would be like, "Oh shit, this guy." So their reaction would be disappointed and like kind of not like how do I put it? I don't really know how to describe it. They would look disappointed and they'd look sort of surprised, but in a bad way, like a bad surprise, if that makes sense.
I should mention that slavery and the slave trade is a very common thing. This isn't to excuse his guilt, but I guess to contextualize it. Obviously, to the slaves, he is the guiltiest one of all, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's in the context of, like you said, in context, I think Muninn is conflicted. Out above board, actually nothing. I've explained myself. Muninn looks conflicted, basically.
Okay, I don't know if Anghel takes note of that then.
Okay.
Yeah, so he just wants to, I guess, have an advantage against Cornell in case.
Give me a careful then, please, if you will. That is sufficient for one charge, because Cornell's busy at the moment. It's not a high difficulty. Do you have a name for it?
Do you have a different way of saying on guard? Like, I don't want to be repetitive.
On guard is not the same thing as raised guard, so it's fine.
Yeah, but it's okay, fine. I don't know. I wanted to be creative and it didn't work.
Prepared.
Prepared. That sounds big. Sorry. Fine, on guard, whatever.
Sure. Anything else from you, Show&Tell?
No, I guess not.
Okay, don't say I didn't warn you. Okay.
What?
So,
About what?
Continuing...
Oh, no, I remembered. No, sorry. I meant to say that.
What?
I was wondering if, like, okay, Anghel will try to lift his ladle, but I don't know.
Okay, there was a bit of a cacophony of voices, so Ashen and Deli, if you wanted to say anything, please go ahead.
I'm gonna be quiet.
Okay, so
I honestly remembered it. I'm sorry. I was just wondering if the Amazons would let Anghel like lift the ladle during the duel.
Well, let's see. How do you approach the situation?
Maybe he tries to catch the eye of what's her name? Marpesia?
Marpesia's the lead one.
Yeah.
They're watching you anyway, so yeah, she'd look at you.
And then he points at the ladle.
Like steals herself. Like, are you trying something?
He shakes his head. Like, kind of lifts his hands to show that he doesn't mean anything by it.
Looks at you warily, but does not act.
Okay, so Anghel kind of slowly bends toward the ladle.
Watches you closely. And I guess I'll roll for her to create an advantage in case you try anything.
Okay.
Yeah, she definitely gets 2 charges on her Amazonian strength. Not that she even needed it.
Okay. Anghel just kind of takes the ladle and slings it in his... I don't know how he carries it, honestly. In his belt. I don't know. Something.
Okay. You have recovered your ladle. I'm assuming you back off?
Yeah.
Okay. They slightly relax, but still remain wary, because to them especially the ladle is a deadly weapon, because they're mythical creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, shall we move on to the conclusion of the duel?
Yes.
I guess.
Okie dokie. So, as Cornell continues to swing his axe in our Orita to retaliate with fireballs that are continuing to diminish in strength, eventually, even though I think Cornell's hair is slightly on fire and so are his clothes, he gets a particularly lucky break, and with one swing of his axe, decapitates Orita.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
I didn't see that coming.
Bye-bye.
Damn.
Krango, Orita's, I guess former now fiance, lets out a scream of shock. He didn't think things would go this way.
Well, yeah, no one did.
Okay. The lead Amazon lady says to the crowd, the victor has been decided. It is Cornell. And the crowd looks a combination of impressed, horrified, fearful, and not cheerful, but like acclamative. I don't know what the adjective is, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. And Cornell yells out, "Bring me Yon now." Yon is your former guide.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. I don't want Yon to die.
Yeah, probably Anghel doesn't either. I just...
The boy did no wrong.
I just don't know what we can do.
Yeah. Is there anything? I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I don't think Muninn can interfere. Can they, like, in this anyway?
I mean, anything's possible, but you wouldn't be allowed to, if that makes sense.
Because of the compel.
Well, not compel. It's
The consequence.
The consequence. Sorry. Yeah.
Well, it's Rebob's consequence. What was the wording that I used that you won't... I don't remember if I said the situation or the duel. If it's the situation, then you're not allowed. If it's the duel, then you're allowed.
Okay. I'm not sure if I'll do anything anyway, because I'm at a disadvantage.
I think Rebob would have... Feel free to correct me if I said otherwise, but I think Rebob would have preferred the situation because he thinks this place is dangerous, and the sooner you guys are out of here, the better.
That's understandable. I'm not going to contest it either way because I don't think Muninn can do anything feasibly that wouldn't end up getting them killed, possibly. So,
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's a matter of like force, and I don't know what Anghel can do.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Amazons are still watching you, I should mention.
Mm.
So, Ashen, do you have anything to note, I guess?
Not really.
Okay, fair
But I
enough.
feel really bad though. We're just gonna let him die.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know.
don't.
Anghel feels bad about it. I don't like even if he can't do anything, I don't know that he will just watch this.
Well,
I
I'm
know
not
he
sure
can
if
do.
feel free to interrupt me while I continue to narrate what happens, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yon is brought by several of the very fearful villagers before Cornell, who is wounded himself, I would add. And obviously, Yon is not looking very great. He's sobbing, begging for his life. Cornell doesn't hesitate, lifts his axe, and
Oh god.
brings it down. I pause between my words, hoping
Yeah,
that
I understand. I don't know. Like
I did
It-
say he,
like
I did
my-
say he brings it down, so I guess it's too late now.
Oh
Oh.
god. I feel like Anghel
Oh.
should have jumped in, but I don't know.
That's
Illona,
like,
for
Too
one, is
late.
pretty okay with it.
I guess he
Uh,
was too late.
Alona's okay with it, you said?
Yeah.
Oh my
Whatever.
god. Poor guy.
Hmm?
This is like actually I'm not gonna say it because it's like Game of Thrones is what I was gonna say, but I was gonna go into spoilers.
Game of Thrones spoilers. Okay, interesting. I think
Yeah.
I think all of us have seen it, but I guess not all the people in the audience have seen it. So okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Mhm. Let's just say that Anghel, like, I don't know, got like he wanted to make a move and then he fell. I don't know. Or got tripped
Fair,
on something. 'Cause-
fair enough. Fair enough.
Uh,
Always first the horse would help lift you up. Either way. Not that it particularly matters.
That's such a ridiculous way to deal with it, but I don't know what else to do.
Sure. And as he brings the axe down, decapitating also this fellow in one blow, which was easier than Orita, I would add. He yells out, "Enyalios, this is for you. I'm your victor, your champion." And almost immediately a sort of red mist would emanate from the sacrifice, and the ground around it would turn black quite quickly as well.
Oh
And
my god.
almost out of thin air, several more figures would show up. Several more of these lovely ladies.
Several more. Oh my life.
If it makes you feel better, it doesn't. It's a completely non sequitur, but even the satyr is too scared to continue his personal debauchery.
Yeah.
Okay.
They sort of appear almost out of thin air, and the villagers look quite alarmed at this prospect, and chant Cornell's name. And all of you, and the villagers as well, and everyone here would hear a voice from the sky, an unfamiliar one, but a very gruff, masculine one that would yell out, and again, feel free to interrupt me at any time. "Hear, ye mortals, I am Enyalios, your general and master, the magnanimous and the unconquered, the fierce and the untamed. Before you stands your leader, my officer Cornell. Bow down before him, arm yourselves with rage, and the world shall be yours to burn to ashes. Vengeance is at hand." And the villagers, partly out of fear, partly out of awe, would bow down as well. And may I get a careful to see if you guys notice something?
Yeah, baby.
It's a 2.
Got a 6.
Oh, 6! What?
Nice. Well done.
Wow.
all of
Where
you
did that come from?
all of you notice, but I think Anghel maybe like chucks it up to like an optical illusion or whatever. But all of you notice Cornell getting bigger, sort of his muscles popping out of his clothes, and not just him, but the villagers as well. And they start almost shaking, and some of them howl with rage.
Oh,
Oh God. What did
my
we unleash
God.
here? Did you say cool?
Yeah.
it's cool.
Mm.
But it's also really scary.
The voice of Enyalios would yell out. You're not necessarily sure at whom, perhaps, but he yells out, "Depart, slave of Acesius. Our business is done here." And maybe you're unsure whom it refers to, but Anyaverus bows and would disappear.
Yeah.
Okay. Muninn would probably perk their ears up because they probably think that they're being referred to as well. And they would see maybe they wouldn't go to leave, basically,
And
just to see what happens.
And speaking of you guys, the voice of Enyalios addresses you all directly as it says, "I see you plotting, you schemers. Depart at once. Go and warn everyone that our rage is coming. It will not save them."
Oh God.
Anghel, your horse
yeah.
tries to sort of forcefully like come up under you and like have you mount up so that he can get you away from here.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay.
so cute.
Interesting. Cute. Okay.
He looks scared for understandable reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess also scared.
Do you allow that to
And-
happen?
and-
Or
I guess so.
sorry,
Strange. But oh, okay, fine.
sorry if I interrupted you.
Yes,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
No, it's just that we have to admit defeat, and it's kind of sad.
At least you recovered your ladle in time. I don't
Yeah.
think you would have had a chance now.
Yeah, thankfully.
Okay.
Thanks for the reminder.
Multiple ones. Anyway,
I honestly remembered, but I.
so I think the entire party notices the horse like forcefully having Anghel mount him, I guess. Does
It's really
Anghel
strange. I don't even know what to imagine.
again, as I described it, because he's more on the smaller side. He like tries to come up sort of behind you underneath your legs so that you wind up on top of him.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you allow this, by the way?
I think he resists for a moment, and then he realizes, and then I guess it kind of, like, he has to deal with the fact that everything went so wrong, so I guess he kind of does allow it. Because it's, like, overwhelming.
Fair enough. Always firstly, we'll try to run up after you as the horse takes you west. Wait for me, sir. Wait for me, my prince.
This is so bizarre.
Rebob says to Muninn and Illona, "We should go to now."
Illona won't say no to that and start. Yeah. Going away.
Yeah, I think Muninn would probably. It seems like we're going in the opposite direction, aren't we, to Eusebius?
Currently, but like heading in that direction would be, awkward.
Yeah. I think obviously Muninn would run away too. I was just weighing out my options, which aren't many. But Muninn would like run too. Like even if they were limping, they would still be running. If that makes sense.
Ashen?
Yeah, I'd be moving.
Okay. Can I get quicks from Muninn and Illona?
Yeet.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah.
Oh no,
Oh,
my limp.
Muninn, you're definitely lagging behind. Illona, you're holding a decent pace, but even so, Anghel, your horse, which you sort of imagine as like a weak, sickly creature, takes you away with honestly astonishing speed. I don't think you've even ever saw like an IRL horse run this fast.
Oh wow, Anghel really holds on very tightly. Is always thirsty. Keep it up.
I guess let's see. No.
Oh boy.
Trips and falls on his
No.
face.
Yeah.
Do
we-
We're always thirsty.
Does Illona and Muninn have horses too? I can't remember. Like,
Well,
I think we killed them.
No.
we must have.
No, the killing happened long before, and you got new horses. Meanwhile, no, your horses are at the other monastery. You stable them there because it's hard to take a horse through woodland.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That sounds familiar.
Either way, as you head towards the forest, you will not be pursued, at least not for the moment. Again, it will be the order of Anghel, Illona, probably with Ribob, Muninn, and always Thirsty Dead last. But either way, as you return to the bigger map, I guess, for lack of a better term, I'm curious what's going through all your minds at the moment.
Who wants to go first? We fucked up, is what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big one.
Yeah, Anghel really feels it. I feel
Yeah.
like he feels the responsibility for it because he tried to fix it and he feels like he just made it worse.
Above board, I don't think it's Angel's fault entirely.
Yeah, I think we talked about how it was just us doing different things at the same time.
Yeah.
Not synchronizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Anghel feels like it is. Basically.
Right.
Understandable. Go ahead, Ellie. Go ahead.
Yeah. I feel like Muninn is frustrated because things keep going the wrong way. I feel like in terms of like what is right, what is justice, what is considered like the just thing to do, like, or whatever, like the village burning down, for example, with the wolves and everything, or the giant wolf. Things keep going wrong. So Muninn would be very annoyed and frustrated. And out of breath.
Go ahead.
And out of
Yeah,
breath
out of
because
breath.
because of the bullet wound. Even if it is healed.
Ashen?
Yeah, I think frustration is also kind of like the mindset of Illona. Kind of like just why does everywhere we go like we pick fights everywhere and just like make chaos? Like sure, it's fun sometimes, but like it's so chaotic. It's like no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the common denominator? It's the three of you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yes, we are the problem, huh?
Yeah.
Either way, as you guys reach the nearby forest to heading west of the former monastery, you, I guess firstly, Anghel will be met by this familiar individual, your guide through the forest, Toxotes, who will run up to you guys and say, you've caused quite a mess. Where Where are you heading? Where do you need me to take you?
Oh, he's taking us. Leading us.
I mean, he. The last you saw him, you asked him, or like I don't remember if he asked him or he volunteered to wait.
Right? I remember.
So that he can yeah.
Mm-hmm. So he's asking only Anghel, basically?
For the moment, but of course you have the option of waiting for everyone else. Because obviously Anghel will arrive first, but everyone else is not super far behind.
Anghel glances over his shoulder then to see if he can see them.
Illona,
I don't know if he can.
Illona and Rimlen would come up first. Muninn further behind, always firstly even further behind.
Where do we want to go? Yeah, I guess he's just very confused right now and still coming down from the shock, so he doesn't answer right away.
If you need a reminder of your main quest, you are supposed to meet with Ophelia over around here-ish.
Oh, yep, we are. Wow, I totally forgot about that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I guess Illona would come up next with Rimlen. Rimlen would mutter, seeing toxicities. Still never gonna get used to this.
Yeah. What exactly do you mean?
Asking Rimlen, you mean Ashen?
Uh-huh.
This indicating a centaur.
I mean, nothing surprises me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't judge the guy too hard.
Yeah.
I bet you look just as weird to him.
Shakes his head. Look, I've gotten plenty of weird looks ever since arriving in this country where above board black people are not very common. But even so, I'm not half horse.
Yeah.
Not yet, you're not.
Wow. Way to keep him calm.
Yeah.
What's that even supposed to mean?
Illona doesn't know, but she shrugs like she knows. You're like, yeah, you'll see.
Are you coming on to me?
What? How is that coming on to what?
He looks confused. He looks very, very confused. I'll say that.
Oh, that's gonna be the best pickup line ever.
Wait until you become a horse.
Oh, I see now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad I'm not the only one who saw it as potentially being that.
It's like oblivious. Like what?
Well, either way, as you guys mutter and give no answer to toxicities, I guess Muninn would come up next.
Muninn would be particularly out of breath, and they would say like they would look at toxicities and like a very visceral, like knee-jerk reaction.
You're not looking for yourself.
Yeah, all right. I mean, you're not the one who got shot in the leg earlier. I assume. And the Muninn would look to the horse legs. And they would say, like, why have we stopped? We need to leave.
I was waiting for you. And I guess Ois firstly will now show up on the scene, gasping out of breath because he's more of a plump gentleman.
Yeah. Well, if you want to help, Muninn would say, if you want to help, let this one, why don't you give this one a lift? I don't want to say a ride because...
I'm not a mount. I'm a noble hunter, I'll have you know.
Oops.
Alright. Muninn would, like, laugh and just be like, you don't look... Muninn wouldn't say anything. Muninn would just, like, Muninn would say, "Are you sure about that?" And they would look between him and the horse. I almost said donkey, but the horse that Anghel is riding.
I mean, it's
like
it's not a very pretty looking horse, so you could mistake it for a donkey, sure.
Yeah. Muninn would do that, and they would say like, you two could be cousins, no?
Do you want my help or
They're
not?
really asking for it.
Yeah. Muninn would sigh and say like, yes. As in Muninn would say yes, saying yes, we want your help.
Shakes his head and says, I do not understand what a Kessis sees in you. Come on.
I forgot that they serve a Cassius.
Well,
yeah.
this one in particular serves Kessis' sister, but he's still kind of familiar with, yeah.
Oh, okay. In which case, Muninn would probably get ready to run again, if that's what we're doing. Muninn would like probably take out the spear to use. Basically, they're holding it to get ready for a fight if need be, but also it's kind of, because it's quite a long spear, they'd probably use it as like a walking cane stick thing.
If you intend to ignite it, of course you have to roll careful, as we previously established.
Okay. I won't just yet.
Noted. Okay.
I kind of have to go, unfortunately.
No worries, Ashen, no worries. Before you do, could you please tell the people where they may find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram where I do some art sometimes. That's what I do sometimes.
Indeed. Check Ashen out. She is a very, very talented and skilled artist.
Thank you.
Ashen, I will DM you on Discord about the thing we talked about, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
Thank you for joining us this week as well.
Then I'll see you soon. Good luck with the rest of the session. Bye-bye.
See you later, Ashen.
Bye, good night.
Bye, Ashen. So, going back to the situation at hand, as you... Toxicities would once again ask, so where do you want me to guide you to? With, again, the small reminder that you were supposed to meet with Ophelia around here. By the way, you're supposed to meet with her like around afternoon. Now the sun is setting.
Oh, shit.
Oh, really? Damn.
I guess Muninn would ask, like, have you seen Ophelia anywhere? Like,
Who?
or this woman. Have you seen a woman around here? It looks pretty important with a carriage.
Points at Illona, and then you say carriage and stops pointing at Illona.
Okay. Muninn would take that as the fact that he didn't point to somewhere else. Muninn would take that as a no. So they would say like,
I was waiting around this place for you. I wasn't watching the roads or anything.
Well, we need to get back to our horses at least, and then we're supposed to meet with this woman called Ophelia.
Just above board, were we supposed to go with her to the wedding or something? I don't remember.
Yeah.
What we do. Okay.
The prince is her cousin, and she promised you like a personal audience.
Oh shit, we really need her. Okay.
Speaking of, you will not be pursued through the forest as Toxicities takes you. So feel free to discuss what you saw in the respective visions that you both saw.
Right.
Oh, we saw the same thing though, didn't we?
We did.
You did see the same thing. All that being said, Toxicities would say so to the place where the worshippers of the anathema gather up north, right?
Oh.
The worship, they gather up north?
There was a complex that just burned down today, isn't there?
Yes. That's the thing.
That's where you came from, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the thing that
That's-
Muninn burnt down, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not. Is that where Ophelia is?
Yeah. Well,
Oh shit.
supposed to be at least.
Okay.
Okay.
Then let's go.
Muninn would say nothing about how they're the ones that burned it down.
Okay, fair enough.
Not like
And
everyone doesn't know, or I guess they don't. You know, whatever. Anyway,
I don't think we know. Do we know? We know
That-
he killed Good Eye. I don't know if
you did see Moon
we saw him leave.
while
Yeah.
the building was smoking. But Moonin has not confirmed or denied anything, so I guess it's
Right.
up to,
I guess maybe Anghel suspects at some point, but I don't know. He had a lot to think about on the whole.
Sure. So Toxicities would confirm. So that place, right?
right. And then Muninn would look a little bit sheepish.
I will not. He will misinterpret your sheepish look and say, "I will not come too close to the place." But when we part ways, you will be able to see it, and you'll find your way there.
Okay. All right. Well, the sooner we leave this place, the better. And then Muninn would say, like, the people of this village have turned to.
I'm aware.
You're aware. Okay, good. In which case, we should probably leave before they start turning on us.
Oh god. Anghel wants to throw up.
Yeah. So you guys, I'm assuming, proceed towards Deer's monastery. Again, you will not be pursued, and Toxicities will keep watch that and let you know if anything happens. So, what happens on your journey there? I suppose.
I guess. So we can't. Obviously, our horses are where we're headed, right?
Yeah.
So we can't be like, oh, on the way we're gonna get our horses, because obviously that's where we're headed.
Angel's still mounted, unless Show&Tell disagrees.
No, I think he needs the comfort.
Yeah.
I think he kind of hugs the horse's neck or something.
Yeah.
He's kind of down on himself.
Perhaps Arlie, because this horse is, again, small. It looks like a runt and sickly. Doesn't seem to have any issues carrying you, even though you're like a...
Oh, he doesn't?
You're like a big, strong boy, and he doesn't.
Cool. I don't know if Anghel takes notice. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Yeah, I don't know. Anghel wouldn't initiate conversation.
I think, for the sake of it, Illona's still with you guys, but she's distracted by the animal sounds, and occasionally she chitters her teeth like a cat.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So she'll stay with you guys because the curse is under control and all that. But because of that, she won't like initiate conversations unless, I don't know, it's like some half-assed way of me to like push you guys in a direction or something. But if you want to like talk to her about something, I guess we can have her respond, etc.
Okay. As far as what we could say is like tough, because Muninn would, I think Muninn would be sort of focused on getting to where we're going as quick as possible. Muninn would also be frustrated because they want to talk to Anghel about a certain someone like being alive, right? But Muninn can't even think about it to themselves, just in case someone's listening. So would Anghel like? Sorry.
That's a problem. I mean,
would Anghel say anything if not spoken to?
I don't think so.
Okay. I guess Muninn would look to Anghel like exhausted, like noticing that Anghel is exhausted. And as they're walking, they ask Anghel like, "So, what just happened? Do you have any?" And then Muninn would struggle to like find the words for what they're trying to ask.
Anghel just kind of blinks at him.
They would say like, "Do you have any like you're the one who's fate? You're the one who's supposed to be an agent of fate. What do you think of what just happened? Like, why? Like, do you have any like bad feelings about what just happened apart from
the horse and Always Thirsty also look at you because they're both agents of fate too. So
yeah,
so they think maybe you're addressing them too.
Okay.
Has Anghel come to terms that he's Prince Charming? I don't even remember anymore.
Semi?
What?
Like, I think he's accepted that it's a thing, but he's not happy about it.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So what does he think happened? Anghel he like shrugs. He's really frustrated. Maybe even has tears in his eyes. Like he doesn't know what the fuck.
I guess Muninn would be frustrated in that Anghel doesn't have anything to say, or rather, Muninn would be frustrated that Anghel doesn't have any words per se. It's not that Anghel doesn't have anything to say, right? It's just that Anghel doesn't know how to. Am I right, or am I putting words in your mouth?
Yeah, he doesn't know what to say. He doesn't know how to explain it. I don't know.
Okay. Always Thirsty would say, I guess, to offer a brief bit of potentially helpful information. There's nothing in the tale of Prince Charming about defeating an army.
Well, maybe this army isn't destined to become an army, then, Muninn would say. We always suspected that. We suspected from the beginning that this village's venture wouldn't last or end well.
Toxicities, the centaur, would say, with the god of war on their side, they'll do more than fine.
Oh god. Anghel just buries his head in his hands.
Muninn was going to scold Anghel a little bit.
Cold?
Yeah, and just be like, because obviously Muninn's not being very rational above board, but
okay.
Muninn was going to say something. Muninn would say to Anghel like, "Why are you looking so?" Muninn would say like, "What? Nothing to say?"
Anghel kind of gives him a look and doesn't say anything.
The titular look trademark.
Yeah, the look. Muninn would scoff, and they would. This is what I mean. They were going to scold Anghel, but then they would like. Their frustration would boil over, and like they wouldn't say anything. I think they probably recognize that they're like lashing out against Anghel a little bit.
Oh, okay. Fair.
And an emphasis on probably.
Anghel like shrugs to himself. I don't know if like it's even to Muninn anymore. He just like shrugs like in frustration.
Yeah.
I feel we use this word a lot. But
yeah.
I guess that's the feeling we have right.
Muninn would ask Illona if you want, Teeironor.
Sure. I mean, you guys are also co-piloting, so feel free to vet anything that I say.
Okay. I think Muninn would Actually, I didn't. Above board, I didn't actually have anything for Muninn to ask Illona, but I want Illona to be involved in and for Ashen to be involved in spirit.
Okay.
But do you know what? Never mind. If I think of something, then I will definitely bring it up because again.
Unrelated, can I get carefuls from the two of you to see if you notice something? Deli, your stunt will not apply because this is more hearing than a visual, okay?
Than seeing. Okay, cool.
Okay.
What did I add a careful for? Okay.
It them's the dice, what can I tell you? Muninn, you hear like a loud sound as if there's like a multitude of horses all heading to the west.
Oh my god.
West.
aka left.
Oh, they rode out. Okay. Yeah.
Am I clever enough to deduce that must
Up to
be the village? Okay.
Also, you can make your own deductions.
Okay.
Wait, the village? What village? Anyway, you can make your own deductions, or you can roll your own clever.
Was it the village that we just left?
The one that we just left, yeah. Or is it a city? Because every time I call it a village, you're like, no, it's a city.
No, there's no cities nearby. But I think we're talking about different things. Either way, feel free to roll me a clever to interpret whatever.
What? I'm so confused. Wasn't it
Okay.
any other people?
I guess I'm going to roll a clever and find out. A 5.
No horses like popped up when like the Amazon showed up and the magic happened. You suspect,
True.
You suspect it's probably the centaurs fleeing west.
Oh yeah, I was wondering if, like, I was thinking about the centaurs, but I wasn't sure what to make of that. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. Muninn, hearing this commotion and deducing that it must be the centaurs, they would ask our friendly
Toxicants.
neighborhood centaur. Yes. Where are they going? Are they fleeing from the bloody mess behind us?
Likely. I'm not a servant of Acesius, so I don't know what orders he has given, but seems likely. I know that the noble Erisina will be departing soon as well.
Okay. Well, are you not, I guess...
My duty is to guide you, and then I will depart along with my overlord. I don't know what, my master, I guess.
Yeah, okay, that does answer my question then. Well, Muninn would seem somewhat grateful if he were to look like hard enough at Muninn, because it's like, yeah, all of this shit's happening, we need a guide. But Muninn wouldn't say thank you.
I mean, he's only guiding you to the one monastery. You're on your own after that.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless you persuade him to join you or whatever.
Yeah. I think it's like having a guide enough is like, even if it's not that far, it's enough to make, it's like comforting in a weird way. It's like, yeah. Does that make sense? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Understandably so. Understandably so. Let me know if there's anything else before I guess something will happen.
I don't think so. There is the book reading, but I don't think that's appropriate just yet. Because we're
and
still
also
technically
the
running.
visions. But I don't know if Anghel has the capacity to think about that right now. Maybe when we are like clearly heading toward the wedding, he would think about it.
I mean,
Bring it up.
I imagine when you see Ophelia, if you see Ophelia, you will remember, oh yeah, there's that thing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Either way, I lost my train of thought. That's awesome. So I guess I'll continue with my other thought. Anghel and Illona, not Muninn, at least not yet, you will hear a familiar voice in your mind, the voice of a particular Rimlen lady that you may or may not remember.
Aurelia?
The very same. As she booms in Anghel and Illona's minds, and feel free to interpret what Illona might, interpret as in play act, I guess, what Illona might think or say, as she contacts the two of you and says, "Blood of my blood, can you hear me?"
I guess. Can Anghel speak in this? I don't remember if.
I think
Like every
so.
time I forget
think
what
so,
we established.
because it's telepathic-ish.
Yeah.
I am reluctant to, but I've been advised to, for this time, include your barbarian friend in the discussion as well. Do you agree to this?
Oh, wow. That's unexpected.
That is unexpected.
I think Illona will say yes for sure, right? Anghel, I don't know if he will. So, and I think Illona might. Like, I don't know.
I agree with what Illona might say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's understandable. That Anghel isn't up for it. Yeah.
Like he's taken off guard and he just like.
Yeah.
Then she will not include Muninn yet, as she asks Illona and Anghel. If you recall when I contacted you earlier, I was advised by the one I shall not name to head north and west to a city. Now I have received the same advice from our common bane, Cassius.
Oh, wow. Have we spoken to her? No, we haven't spoken to her ever since I read the story. Now I feel so wow. Wait, do we know who is the one who shall not be named? Did we establish what that was?
Yeah, Nyctelios.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, because Illona said the name like real casually and Aurelia yelled at her. Metaphorically, telepathically.
Yeah, okay. So what did they say? To go to basically where we're going?
Feel free to make your own assumptions. She said to a city to the north and west.
North and west. That's pretty much where we're heading. Maybe. And we didn't want her to do that because he might kill everyone on the way. I don't remember.
Ideally, yeah.
Aurelia will continue and say, Cassius said that there will likely be a battle and that we ought to be there. But I wanted more information.
From who?
You. He said that you had something to do with it.
Oh, like
she means the plural you, as in not just Anghel.
Yeah, like Cornell will be part of that battle.
Do you voice that question?
I don't know if Anghel. No, I don't think he does.
Does Illona voice that question?
Maybe she feels a little bit like Illona feels a little less connected. I feel like. Like as someone who's responsible for Cornell or something.
Yeah, but I guess we can roll her clever to see if she deduces that, maybe. All right,
okay.
everyone?
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's fair.
Once again, the most average possible of rolls are free. I guess it's enough for her to ask the question. Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aurelia will reply, I don't know who that is. I don't know the circumstances of what is happening. I was just warned that we should head there, and I want to know why.
Okay, I think here Anghel says like, there's a big army? I don't know. I guess slaves of Amazons.
A slave
Yeah.
rebellion and Amazons?
Yeah, they're going to kill everyone.
Wait.
Go ahead.
No, I just had a above board thought, so you, keep going. About what is being discussed, so please don't let me interrupt.
Aurelia sighs reluctantly, telepathically, I guess, and says, I am open to helping, but my first duty is to my own men.
I don't even know what Anghel wants to happen, honestly.
I think two birds with one stone, my above board thought, as horrible as it would be, because obviously,
They would kill each other.
yeah, like it would be cool because the Rimlen might. I don't think they would lose the battle, but like if we don't want the new army that we've just created by accident to wreak havoc, we could get the Rimlen to fight them.
I guess, yeah.
And then if the Rimlen suffer if the Rimlen suffer
The
casualties,
Rimlen are dead, so it's
true.
like less of a problem for us.
Yeah. But if I remember correctly, they might still be immortal. But if I remember,
they're returning, right? They're
yeah,
getting
they were
their bodies back.
Yeah, so I don't know if that means that they're still immortal or not, but they might not be.
Yeah, I'm just saying in terms of like how guilty Anghel will feel about it.
Yeah, I mean it's not an ideal situation.
But yeah, I mean it's like it feels like inevitable right now because like there's going to be an army right there, and maybe the Rimlen going after them will. I don't know if that's a good solution, but that's the only thing.
It's a horrible thing to happen, but
yeah, it will be an all-out war.
Yeah, the alternative is that probably this new army that we just created is going to cause more damage.
Yeah, he's just going to massacre. That's what it felt like, right? From how Cornell.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Anialios did say something about setting the world on fire or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we need to stop him. So we need to convince Aurelia she should fight them. I don't know how though.
Anghel, I can imagine, is conflicted. Ilona will get pecked by the familiar chicken and will say yes. The mistress would like this upheaval.
I think.
Does Illona say anything?
I imagine she would not, like she would be encouraged to go against the chicken's will, I guess.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I think Illona would say, I think we should get our friend in on the line to talk to.
Yeah, fair enough. Anghel feels overwhelmed, so he won't resist.
Yeah, referring to Muninn above board.
Yeah.
I said that because Deli asked. Anyway.
Yes.
Okay. So, Muninn, what have you been doing in the meanwhile? Have you been paying attention? Like, have you seen like Anghel and Illona look kind of like distant for a moment? Couple moments.
I don't think Muninn would have noticed because they themselves are sort of in their own thoughts, and they're probably a bit salty because they have emotional problems, I guess. As in like problems processing emotion.
Yeah.
Then Muninn, you will hear in your mind the booming voice of Aurelia, which would definitely be a surprise for you, especially since she's speaking in an ancient language that's mostly used by like scholars nowadays. So you have to like modulate your brain a bit to understand her, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Anghel and Illona have no issues though.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, but in your mind, Muninn, she says, "Can you hear me, barbarian?"
Whoa. Who is this?
Aurelia Juliana Guttina, commander of the Rimlen army. Can you hear me or not? Well, actually, no, that she wouldn't ask that. She would say, "Are you open to speaking or not?"
Muninn would still be a little bit shocked, but after a while they'd realize something, and they would say, like, "I should ask you the same question. Shouldn't I? I thought I was a barbarian."
Cassius insisted that you be included in these discussions, as reluctant as I am, and I normally don't agree with him, let's say, but the situation is confusing enough as is.
All right. Well, speak your mind.
And
Anghel and Illona hear that too. All this conversation.
from now, you will hear that too. I was about to say,
Oh.
you are now sort of connected, all four of you, as Aurelia will repeat for Muninn's benefit, but yeah, Anghel and Illona also here. I have been told by Cassius to lead my forces to the north and west. These two children have told me that there's a slave army and Amazons headed there. I am open to helping, but my first duty is to my own people. Cassius insists that I hear your counsel, barbarian. I have no idea why, but let's have it.
Cassius insists. Aurelia is her name, isn't it?
Yep.
Cassius would insist, Aurelia, because I am his chosen.
You poor fool.
I think that would have a lot of more weight. That would have a lot more like impact and weight than maybe even she realizes, because I think Muninn knows what she's saying when she says, "What's that?" You know.
Mm-hmm.
But they would regardless say, if Cassius has informed you to head northwest, then I think you should. I think your immortal warriors would stand a chance against the oncoming storm.
We are only immortal in the sense of having been long-lived. We are as vulnerable to wounds and to death as any normal human.
Perfect. In that case, Muninn would say, well, I trust as much as you must realize. No, I'm sure you would realize that though you're immortal again, your warriors would be would pose a great threat against this new sort of enemy. I think you should heed Cassius's advice and face this threat. That would be my advice.
My hesitation, as I mentioned, is it worth the risk? We were already in danger of death multiple times. I would rather not be in that position again.
What would you do if you didn't go to face the army?
Yeah, Muninn would ask that. Unless Anghel can ask that, can't he?
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I'm
sorry,
going to ask it.
I'm so used to being like, oh yeah, Muninn would translate. So sorry about that. Show&Tell.
Oh yeah, I didn't. Okay, I get it.
She sighs and says, continue to ascertain the situation, plunder the local countryside until we know what's going on, and then head for wherever would be safest. I've clearly underestimated how much time has passed.
Well, you are right. Time has indeed passed. But since, I guess Muninn would reveal this. Since you and your soldiers have risen, forces such as the gods have returned. So this, whether it's you and your forces or whether something else is going on, I think your power and faith in Acesius would be a great sort of weapon against this new army.
Faith in Acesius? I believe you have a very mistaken idea about our faith, barbarian.
How, in that, Muninn would say, enlighten me then.
My question first. Are any of you familiar with one Emperor Maximinus of the Rimlen Empire? Aboborchi is probably trying to gauge how much time has passed.
Okay, are we familiar? I mean, is Anghel familiar?
Anghel is almost certainly not.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Illona, I don't think she would be super interested in ancient Rimlen history. Don't think so.
Would this be something that Muninn may have read in the Golden Book? Because that's a history of everything, isn't it?
Ish, but yeah. But I would require a clever... let me look at the wording on your stunt. Yes, it would apply, your stunt.
Okay. 7.
Yeah, you are aware of one Emperor Maximinus. He reigned about 1,390 years ago, and he's famous for being the only Rimlen emperor captured in battle.
Muninn would relay that information above board,
including the number of years.
Yeah, but before we, am I right in thinking that name sounds familiar? I think.
Yeah, it's the first chapter of the thing.
Yeah. Okay. I thought so. Okay. Well, Muninn would relay that information then, including the amount of years.
You are met with stunned silence. You get through this sort of telepathic communication, you get a hint of the other person's emotions, and shock is definitely what's being conveyed right now.
Muninn would ask, why do you seem so shocked? How long were you expecting to be buried? Because above board,
a couple of years. A couple of years, perhaps, maybe a couple of decades at most.
So tell me why. And again, this is probably information that they told us in the first episode. But Muninn would ask again, if it is, why were you buried in the first place?
I am not privy... No, that's not the right word. I'm not willing to discuss that with you, barbarian.
So be it. Maybe one day you'll... If you don't tell me, at least tell these so-called non-barbarians, I guess. If you, unless this is info that you are unaware of.
I'm aware of our circumstances. Do not underestimate me.
in that case, recalling this memory won't be an issue to you. And then Muninn would Muninn trying to be a little bit sassy with that, but it didn't really come across, I don't think. But anyway, Muninn would ask...
Was the reason Acacius insisted on including you just to vex me, I wonder?
Maybe. Muninn would mentally smirk and be like, if so, I'm glad it's working, Muninn would say.
Is there any point to this discussion, I have to wonder?
There is. Muninn would try and insist one last time. They would say, there is a point, and I think you know this, and that's why you're speaking to me now. This army poses a threat to the land as much as it poses a threat to you. So I think you have the power to stub it out while you can, before it begins. What's the phrase? It's nip it in the bud sort of thing. But I think you have the power and motivation to nip it in the bud. But Muninn wouldn't say that. They would say douse this fire before it burns the forest.
I would know more about this forest before I decide to commit my people's lives on it. But that's
I'm trying to think.
That's not a no. That's a
yeah.
I want to know more.
Yeah.
Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah, I'm trying to think how we can convince her. Because what does she get out of it? Honestly.
Actually, I'll shut up because that's
I guess my thoughts are, if she doesn't destroy this new army, then this new army will destroy the rest of the world and the rest of
the rest of the world. But I mean, yeah, sure.
How can she conquer the rest of the world if it's already conquered?
She wants to conquer the world?
Does she? Or she wants to
She said she wanted to go to safety or something. For
yeah.
people. But yeah, we can say something I mean, you won't have anywhere safe to
Yeah.
If you wait, it's just going to come to you and it's going to be worse.
Yeah, that's
at that point, maybe.
That's a good way of putting it, I think. Because it's reinforcing the idea of someone needs to put out this ember before it turns into a fire.
Yeah.
It's reinforcing that idea.
Yeah. So maybe Anghel says that.
Okay. And it's good that Anghel's saying it because she'd probably listen to him.
Yeah, maybe. It's going to get to you eventually. Just delaying it won't make it better. It will only make it worse.
I could also be walking into a trap. Not one laid by you, mind, but everything around is unfamiliar. I will try to find out more and then contact you once I have and reached a verdict.
Just don't plunder. Okay.
Don't plunder any innocent villages.
Yeah, don't plunder my village, please.
Which one is your village?
No, you didn't say it like that, though. Which one? What's it called?
Ampho. A-M-P-H-O.
Ampho, yeah, right. No, he doesn't want her to plunder any village, though. Can you barter?
Barter? For supplies, you mean?
Yeah.
There is a significant... We've tried, but we don't understand their speech, they don't understand ours, and well, we are garbed in very strange attire to them, and vice versa.
Didn't we talk about some kind of forest with animals?
Yeah, you
there?
basically said, hey, if you need supplies, go out hunting, but
But
I guess you should just say what we find through hunting helps, but it's not enough to sustain all of us.
the people won't survive.
I understand that, and I'm not without a heart, but if it is us versus them,
It's my people.
I'm sorry, truthfully, but I do have to look out for my own. I do not do what I do with the intent of causing harm, I will say.
Just don't kill them.
We will not strike first.
Oh god.
That doesn't sound good. I will say, actually, I'll save it to the end of session discussion.
Okay, Anghel just doesn't know what to say anymore. He's very depressed.
Barbarian?
Muninn wouldn't push their luck, I think, and they would like, they think, or they hope at least, that this conversation is enough to put the seed into her mind and to like consider fighting.
This wasn't the DM calling you a barbarian. This was her addressing you.
Okay. Yes, Muninn would say, reply begrudgingly.
Satisfy my curiosity, if you will. Who was the next emperor, according to the books, after Maximinus?
Can I do a clever? Because above board, I can't remember. I don't know.
Yes, but it would be a difficult roll because it's a very minor figure.
Okay. Plus 2 as well.
Yes to Dely's question, Show&Tell, what did you say? I didn't hear you.
Was he mentioned in the book?
Briefly. A 5.
Briefly.
A 5 I don't think is sufficient, Dely, just because again it's a very minor figure in like the history books.
But in any case, it's not her though, right?
Yeah, but I don't think she was expecting that to be.
Okay. All right.
I'll copy paste the excerpt in our general chat if you guys are curious.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand what she's asking.
She's curious about a particular detail, and yeah, again, it's just curiosity on her behalf.
Okay. Well, Muninn would respond saying, I don't know. He didn't seem very important. Whoever he was.
I don't think Muninn would even know the gender.
I guess Muninn...
Remember, but you know what I mean.
I guess Muninn would be assuming... Because it's like the whole... Maybe... Okay. I don't know who they were then.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, he's talking to a female general. So.
Yeah, exactly.
They are talking.
Well, I say that also because naming the gender would, because of her some certain details in her backstory, give her some information, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Either way, she says, well, at least that's somewhat reassuring, I suppose. Again, I will contact you when I have made a decision and found out more. Is there anything else?
We're doomed.
We're doomed.
Does Anghel say that?
No.
Muninn wouldn't say anything else, though.
Yeah, I guess not.
I kind of wonder if Illona would ask about the chicken that's constantly bothering her.
Why would she ask Aurelia about that?
Because she might know something about it, I think.
Okay.
This isn't above board. This is how I think Illona would think.
Right.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Sure.
Then I guess.
Like I wouldn't have made the connection, but maybe Illona would.
Well, I say that because Illona was just bothered by said chicken.
Mm-hmm.
She would ask, "Do you know anything about a weird chicken spirit?" I guess, and the Aurelia would reply in a confused manner and say, "A what now?" And Illona would say, "Never mind." I think.
Well, it was worth a shot.
Yeah. Okay.
Until we meet again, then.
Oh, boy.
Until then.
And the communication cuts off.
Muninn shakes their head in a like recalibrating their brain to the real world.
I guess Toxicities would notice and say, "Did Acacia speak to you?"
Not Acacius, but some followers of. So they don't follow Acacius, then, by the way. They do,
said,
but
yeah, she said our faith is not like, or you don't understand our faith or something like that.
because the orb of Acacius comes from. Anyway, Muninn would say something like. "Oh, we were just speaking to like some followers of Acacius, or like some followers of." I guess some followers of Acacius.
You can say that. It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Well, my mistress, if there is to be war between Acacius and Enyalios, my mistress would support her brother, I imagine, but she's usually the kind not to become involved in these squabbles. The reason we're going to safety isn't for strategic reasons, it's just to get to safety.
Understandable.
Anghel signs, and then everyone will die. But I don't think he's trying to say that to anyone in particular. He just signs it to himself, kind of.
Sure. Also, Toxicities doesn't understand that, so yeah.
No, but I'm just saying that Muninn doesn't need to translate.
Well, have some faith, my prince, says always firstly, understanding your signs.
Oh, it's thirsty. Look at how far you've come.
Yeah. That's awesome. I guess Muninn would definitely kind of like they would like shrug themselves off again, or like shake themselves off again, sorry, and then like just sort of like we're not getting anything done, just standing here.
I was assuming you were walking.
Are we writing? Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
we
I was
are.
assuming
we
you were
are.
walking,
Okay.
Walking and talking. I was assuming.
Yeah.
Sorry, my fault. That's my apologies. That's my fault.
If you were just standing there, Toxicities would have like definitely noticed, like, hey, why aren't you walking?
Yeah. Okay, ignore me then. In that case, I don't know. Is
How close are we?
yeah, that's a good question.
How close you wish to be. Like, we can jump straight there, or if you would like to talk about something or do something in the meanwhile, yeah.
Maybe Anghel will be like a little bit touched by the fact that Always Thirsty can understand him. That he will try to teach him some more on the way.
Yeah, Always Thirsty would take to the lessons with eagerness.
He's so cute.
You say that, but again, he's a chubby man who constantly drinks.
Yeah, I know. It's funny, but I mean, Chubby is cute.
I guess it can.
I guess, yeah.
I guess it can be, sure. Either way, as you guys proceed, unless Deli, you'd like to do anything.
Not at the moment.
Also, I do love the fact that like you thought that when I said a barbarian, you thought
And then
Teeironor, was
Teeironor was
addressing you.
talking.
Yeah. I thought you were as well. I was like, yeah, what's up?
Okay.
So funny, oh my god.
As you approach the river that separates sort of the forest and the outer farmlands from the now ruins of the monastery, Toxotes will not leave the forest and say, "This is as far as I may go, even with that monstrosity destroyed," indicating the building.
Are you? Muninn would ask, "Are you sure? Surely the building wouldn't have any effect on you."
I do not wish for death, mortal.
Well,
I don't want to die, basically, is what he said.
yeah.
All right.
Well, be that. Moon would say like suit yourself, but not like that. The Moon would say like, well, yeah, why not? Moon would say suit yourself.
You are an arrogant one, are you not?
Like, fine, you don't want to die. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
I think Moon would just say like, my arrogance comes from a place of, like, Muninn's basically saying my arrogance comes from a place. It's like,
It has a basis.
I have a reason to be arrogant, basically.
Yeah.
If you wish to test yourself against me in archery, I'm willing to take up the challenge.
Maybe another time.
Of course.
A centaur.
Human.
Oh god.
Well, it's funny because I keep almost saying like, well, thank you for taking us this far. But Muninn's being arrogant. So, but like above board, I want to say thank you.
Would Illona say thank you, if you guys think, or would she be in her
Yeah.
own?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Illona says thank you for taking us so far, and he nods and says, I've only done my duty. Until we meet again, he says, addressing the rest of you.
Farewell.
Yeah, Anghel. I don't know. Nods, I guess.
Toxotes bids you farewell as well and trots off into the forest, leaving your company. So, just a bit of above board description as you see the ruins of the monastery in the distance. You definitely see a flurry of activity. Like the monks have definitely, and like subservient village, have definitely like almost immediately begun like reconstruction and efforts to reestablish the place as much as possible.
Okay.
Surprised. I think Muninn would be surprised of how quickly they started to reconstruct. And slowly they would like lift up their hood, I think. Not that it would help because it's probably one of their most iconic sort of or recognizable like features. Because they're about...
Speaking of darkness, I guess it's a little past sunset by this point.
Yeah. Do we see? Is Ophelia supposed to be like close by, or?
She just said we'll meet at this Deer's Monastery's place, which can be anything from like here to here to here to here. Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
We should probably split up then, do you think? Muninn would say that. I think
can I get a clever from you, Muninn?
Yes. Oh, 7, Jesus.
Yeah, the first and most likely place to check is the stables, because they do have a carriage.
Makes sense.
And it's also where your horses are.
Okay. Two birds. Muninn would say, like, as they pull up their hood, they would suggest to everyone, like, Ophelia's the most likely place we'd find Ophelia is the stables.
Obviously, says Rebob.
Well, we need to get horses regardless. So I guess let's not waste any more time. Anghel, Illona?
I guess then, should we tell someone what happens?
No.
Let them know?
No. Muninn would just say no.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I agree. So I think what Illona would say, it's way above our pay grade.
That is a very
Is it?
Illona thing to say. We tried, Anghel. We tried, and just warning people is going to waste more time. I think we need to set our sights on.
But they will be warned.
For transparency's sake, I will inform the mistress, of course, says Ribob.
Oh, what, Ophelia? Yeah, that makes sense. But like, for Show&Tell, did Anghel mean like the whole village?
Just let someone know. They can spread the rumors afterwards.
Okay.
And it's like...
Muninn would prepare to argue, like... Muninn would prepare to argue, but then they would, like... I feel like this exact argument has happened before, so they would just sigh and say, fine, like... You and Illona go warn people. Like, why don't you and Illona warn people here?
I said I will. I'm not gonna, says Illona.
Well,
Anghel signs, I have always thirsty.
Oh, that's true.
It's fine.
Okay. Muninn forgot that, but also I forgot that. So Muninn would like say, fine. You warn whoever you want to warn, but we if you want, like, if we're ready to... No, that seems a bit mean. No, Muninn would stay it.
Mean? What do you mean?
Mean.
Perfectly.
I keep going to say things that Muninn would say in character, but refraining because it sounds mean above board.
Yeah. And then you're like, wait.
Yeah. So Muninn would say, fine, go warn whoever you need to warn, but if you're not ready by the time we're ready to leave, like, we're going without you.
Anghel doesn't even dignify that with a reply.
Okay, damn.
And he turns around. Is he still? Yeah, I guess he's still writing. I don't know. Maybe he.
I think Illona would tell Muninn, what's wrong? You've been acting, well, like a dick recently.
Muninn would frown and just say, like, me acting like a dick when all of this shit is happening.
Literally, mumbles Ribob.
That's annoying. As in, it's annoying to Muninn.
Mm-hmm. Illona, I think, would elbow Ribob, like, now's not the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Muninn would like insist and say, like, all of this carnage and like bloodshed happening, it's this is...
I mean, it's bad, but if you get so angry about it, you won't be able to do anything about it one way or another, I think Illona would say.
Muninn would scoff and say, like, well, you can keep your apathy. I think...
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
Muninn would not respond. So they would, like, leave it as, like, you can keep your apathy.
Anghel, by the way, just left them at this point to look for someone.
Yeah.
Are you, like, heading towards the stables or just generally?
Just generally, he's looking to find anyone, in the closest vicinity, I guess.
Sure. I imagine the closest would be fording the little river and going into the ruins themselves, where most of the the reconstruction is happening and most people are. Do you head there?
Okay. Yeah.
Then as you head there, I'm assuming you're not trying to be sneaky, but
Nope.
as you head there, you will see some familiar monks that I will put on screen in a second. This fellow mainly, as well as a bunch of like other surviving monks and just villagers. And when the monks, especially when they see you, they start cheering for you.
Oh, damn.
Fuck,
Anghel.
oh. Oh my god.
Angel's just like, oh, fuck. I forgot about that. He just kind of waits for it to be over, I guess.
Well, they walk
And with
towards
his-
you. They walk towards you to greet you.
Okay, then he just kind of accept that. Like, he just waits for them to come or something. He doesn't look happy with their cheering. He doesn't encourage it in any way, I guess.
The monks especially are very handsy with their acclamation, for lack of a better term. Like, yeah, that's our lad, and they give you brief blessings. And even Marin, the second in command monk, is sure thing, Deli. The second in command monk, who was very like stoic and businesslike and almost corrupt-ish before. Even he's like treating you with a wide smile, and he says, "You've come back."
Anghel just like doesn't even, he just nods like abruptly, and he just turns to Always Thirsty to ask him to translate, basically.
We should prepare food
And
for
the-
you, says the head monk.
I don't have time.
He doesn't have time.
Okay.
The monks look temporarily confused, but then remember, because you did disclose that you can't speak, so they remember and listen to Always Thirsty.
Okay, cool. Something terrible happened.
I won't, unless there's a major deviation, I won't repeat what Always Thirsty translates.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, great. I tried to stop it, but I messed up, and all of them. I don't know. Does he know the name of the place we were at? Like, what would he call it?
I think yes.
What
Yeah,
was it?
I think it was told to you guys. Above board, it's on the map. Wood Solitude, the monastery.
Okay. Oh, I don't remember that name. Okay.
You can see it on the map.
Yeah. So anyway, all of the monks at Wood Solitude have been killed.
Oh my
And-
god.
Yeah, you definitely elicit a shocked response.
And now the slaves are rising up, and they're going to wage war in the entire world. Oh my god, I can't believe you're just saying all of that.
May I get a flashy from you? It will not be a difficult roll, but it's just very big news that like might not land
Yeah.
immediately.
I feel like Anghel is just like trying to push it all out, like without really fight.
Oh yeah, well, 5 is definitely sufficient to get the point across, as frightened whispers ensue among them. I was like, they definitely believe you and the gravity of what you said.
I'm so sorry. It was all my fault.
Oh, Anghel.
Always Thirsty does not translate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Always Thirsty's the real one for that.
So yeah, and then Anghel kind of like his shoulders just kind of drop, and like he waits to see if anyone says anything, I guess.
Oh,
I don't know, what-
they all
he
like
just-
mutter among each other in fear, and the like head monk would say, we thank you for bringing the news to us. Are they coming this way? Do you know?
They're going west, right? Am I right? Northwest? Northwest?
Feel free to give me a clever.
Okay. Yeah, we're doomed. Never mind.
They're here, they're everywhere.
I don't know, but they could come at any moment. So be prepared. Or hide or something, because you don't stand a chance against them.
Okay. The monks and the like villagers not among us, not at the news, like, and definitely take it in. I think with that flashy roll, it's like you've succeeded in not producing panic, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And then Marion would say, then we must depart for New Spring at once.
New Spring?
It's the closest city above board.
What is happening? No.
Oh my god.
It's the closest city.
Wait,
What's
I
your
messed
beef
up.
with Newspring?
I messed up too. I can't. Angel's just like, I don't know if New Spring is a good place to be in right now. Just find cover. Yeah, I mean, they will find out for themselves, I guess. He can't bring himself to say more than that, I guess.
Yeah, Marin will approach you, and again, a very handsy way of providing benediction would try to bless you, and if you allow it, and say, "Thank you for bringing this news. You've done very well. We owe you our lives twice over, it seems."
I think if like Anghel accepts it, but like kind of reluctantly, like he doesn't feel he deserves it. I wish I could do more, he says, and I don't know if Always Thirsty translates, but he says
everything that is humble that you say, he will not translate.
Fine.
Sorry, but you know, he's a true believer.
No, it's okay. Like it's fine. Like it's fine. I guess like I don't even know if he notices, because honestly, like he has a hard time just like meeting their eyes anyway.
I mean, he translates it by speaking. Sure, up to you. Up to you.
I'm stupid, right? But sure. Then maybe he's like too, I guess, caught up on his own whatever. Like he's not going to insist on it. Whatever.
Sure. The horse would also nuzzle up to you, sort of in an attempt to provide comfort, and Marin would say, "So, remind me, Show&Tell, what did you say about New Spring? I don't super remember."
I don't know if that's a good cover, like that's a good place to be, but you just find cover or something.
Okay. Marin would say, "You're probably right. If the slaves don't come here first, they'll go for there first. We should head to St. Paris then."
Don't go there, please. There's going to be there's trouble brewing. Don't go there.
Well, where else can we go? The major road only leads to St. Paris or to New Spring. And a junior monk would say, well, there is the side road through the forest, but that also leads to St. Paris, but in a more roundabout way.
Go to New Spring, but go beyond it, maybe. What's after New Spring?
I mean, it's a crossroads, so there's plenty of places to go afterwards.
Yeah, go in the direction of New Spring, but you know, find a better place.
Is there something wrong there?
I don't know what to say. I wasn't there when it happened.
When what happened? If you want to retcon that, go ahead.
Oh,
I can't.
poor Anghel.
This is too much. I don't know the details, but I think it burned.
Burned, and they don't suspect like anything of foul necessarily, because fires unfortunately happen very often.
I'm not trying to make Anghel just lie. I'm just trying.
Yeah, this isn't
Yeah.
this isn't me saying, oh, they believe your lie. Rather, I'm saying how they interpret what Anghel said.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they say, well, then it's best not to burden them with our convoy as well. Then we should head to St. Paris, either on the main
Oh my
road,
God.
either on the main road or through the forest.
No, please don't go to St. Paris. Just I don't know what place is.
The Marin will sort of approach you and lower his voice to say, I know the prince isn't a very welcoming person, to say the least, but he is the best patron that we can ask for help.
Do you know your sea base?
Yeah, that's me, says a random monk. That's also me, says another monk.
I was going to say.
Okay. Okay. There's a monk. I met a monk. He gave me a vision. There's going to be a big battle, or something is going to go wrong in St. Paris. I don't want you to get involved in that.
Can I get another flashy from you? But it'll be an easy roll again.
Sure.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. This isn't the first time this has happened, let's put it that way. Not a vision of a big battle, but rather receiving a vision from a monk. Some of them receive visions, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, okay.
So they nod in understanding, then they say, then our only option is New Spring. But we will try not to burden the people there.
Okay, Anghel just gives up at this point. All right, just head to New Spring.
Thank you for bringing us.
The wolf isn't still there, is he?
It's dead. Well,
right.
I don't know if Anghel knows that, but Muninn saw it die.
Oh, thank God. Okay. For a second, okay. They will go there. They will see there's nothing left. They will, I don't know, deal with it.
They thank you for bringing them this warning, and once again circle you and not rush you, but like swarm you almost, to offer each one their individual benedictions.
Anghel kind of like he doesn't force and he doesn't push them or anything, but he does try to get kind of away, and he does mumble not mumble. He doesn't mumble. Whatever. He's trying to say that he needs to go or something. He mumbles in his sign language. I don't know.
Can I get another flashy from you?
Sure. 2.
They almost always a benediction from a monk is a good thing. So in their view, they're just doing good by all of them swarming you and touching either your shoulder or your hair or your forehead.
Okay, Anghel tries to extract himself as gently as he can, I guess.
If it's just as gently as you can, you will not be able to.
Okay, he looks imploringly at Always Thirsty. I don't know what's going on.
Put your back into it.
He smiles at you proudly.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Then Anghel, he just doesn't have the fight in him, so he just kind of lets that happen, I guess. How long is this gonna go?
A couple minutes, but it's like a bit overwhelming and from a sensory point of view, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay, so sure. He's very overwhelmed too.
Meanwhile, Muninn and Illona, and Ribava, I guess for that matter, I think you would see almost all the people converging on Anghel as, from a distance. What do you do?
Muninn would pinch their nose bridge and be like, he's always got to have his glory to Illona, but Muninn would say it in a slightly light-hearted way.
He's not a bad kid. You're making him out to be a bad person. I think Illona would say.
Yeah.
Were they in the middle of fighting? Not fighting, just kind of...
Arguing, you mean?
Yeah, they just kind of...
Bickering, yeah.
They just let that go, okay. Awesome.
Well, Muninn, when I say Muninn said it in a light-hearted way, like, Muninn, I think it's more so like, Muninn's, it's half and half, if I can retcon it. Like, Muninn's said it as like to be sassy, but also a
hint of jealousy, I guess.
Maybe, and also a hint of like, there's three emotions going on. Maybe a hint of jealousy, maybe a hint of like, oh for fuck's sake, and also a hint of like, yeah, he's always got to have his glory, like in a light-hearted way, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not entirely dropped, if I can say that.
I'm just glad it's not me getting all that attention, says Illona.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine you in a crowd like that.
I used to be back in the day. I don't miss it.
What changed? I guess.
I mean, did you forget about the whole part about me murdering, you know?
Right.
Right. So let's move on.
Right. Silly question. Either way, someone needs to pull him out of there because I don't think he's going to be able to get out on his own. Meaning Anghel, obviously.
Do you want to go?
Muninn would already be walking. I think.
Okay, I'd rather try to avoid being recognized. You know.
Muninn would have their hood up. Could that be? Could I roll sneaky to make that an advantage, or is that not really?
Having your hood up, how is it sneaky? Like, I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not sure what your intentions are.
So I'd like to roll to make it an advantage. Having the hood up is kind of like I'm envisioning like Assassin's Creed logic, where it's like Muninn's face is hidden. The clothes are very recognizable, but then maybe they're monk garbs. Who knows? You know, if the face is hidden, then there's the phrase "no face, no case."
Fair enough. Give me a sneaky.
Okay, I can imagine it would be. It doesn't really make sense, but it also sort of does in video game logic. Only a 1, so maybe.
I mean, you have your hood up. You
trip and like remember. Oh yeah, my clothes are covered in mud and other stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
So of the advantages you guys have, I guess none of them apply anymore. So just
Okay. In that case, Muninn would walk up to this like crowd of like adoring fans, and they would try and like shimmy through and like just like grab Anghel by the forearm and yank him out.
Can I get a forceful from you?
Yeah. Not good.
I guess I'll roll generic monk forceful first.
I'd be so surprised if I win.
Oh,
oh my god.
I mean, they're monks. They're not Superman. Teeironor overcome means either succeed at a negative cost or fail.
I decide, right? So
you pick between the two of them, but if it's the succeed at a negative cost, I pick the negative cost.
Yeah. I would succeed, and I'd like to succeed. at a negative cost, please.
Okay. I guess you pull Anghel out of the crowd, but tumble and both of you fall down the little incline into the river.
Oh,
Um,
god damn it. As Muninn falls, like, they would like, and they would like punch the water to be like, oh, god damn it. Like, but then I guess, like, they're all covered in smells and shit, so maybe, like, literally, so they would probably, like, as they get up, they'd probably, like, soak themselves a bit, actually.
I mean, they did take a they did wash themselves, didn't they?
Yeah, but then they fell in again.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
More briefly, but still.
Anghel takes a moment to like pull himself out.
Yeah, always first he rushes to help the monks watch from the shore, even though it's like not that much of a distance, but you know. Are you alright?
Always thirsty?
The monks.
Anghel nods and kind of wipes the wet hair out of his face.
Sure. They think the Marin would say, "Oh, come on, everyone, we need to get ready to leave. Thank you once again for the warning."
Anghel kind of raises his hand. Like, yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Don't ever come back.
Sure. Either way, because of Muninn's previous role, yeah, you are now left alone, so to say.
All right. Then,
Muninn would say, Show and Tell, you probably expected this. Muninn would say to Anghel, like, you couldn't help yourself, could you?
Anghel just like looks at him like he's super exhausted and emotionally drained, and he just looks at him. I can't.
I will. I do feel bad for being mean to Anghel all the time. There is. I'm not doing it because I Deli think it's fun. Like,
yeah, I know it's the same character, and I love it. It's yeah. Go for it.
There is definitely like reasons. I think I don't want to like just info dump though.
Are you two?
Yeah,
done?
no, it's totally fair.
Are you two done? Says Illona, I think. From the opposite shore, which isn't too far.
Anghel nods and just kind of walks toward her without looking at Muninn at all.
Wait, why are you walking towards me? I thought we were going to the stables.
Okay, where are we going? Anghel turns around and walks over.
Muninn would agree and say, "We're going to the stables." I think we are going to the stables.
Do all three of you plus your companions head there?
Yeah, I think so.
Then, as you head in that direction, I guess this will... I think it would be best... Well, how are you guys doing with time? I'd like to have a scene of you meeting Ophelia and, like, briefly discuss...
Oh, she's still there? Let's go. Yeah.
And
I mean,
briefly...
I'm fine with it.
As far as time, I'm fine. The only thing is that obviously with Ashen and everything, maybe it would be cool to like meet or catch up with Ophelia next time. Do you think, or no?
Let me think.
How much of an important scene is it?
Yeah, that's the question, I guess.
I guess we ought to leave the decision to her as well. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I guess because I revealed it anyway, as you approach the stables, you do see a familiar carriage over there.
Thank God.
She waited for
That is incredibly nice, considering we
Yeah.
are so late.
And yeah, it's just like a good kind of thing that happened after all the shit.
I mean, it could.
For now. Who knows? Maybe she has bad news.
Muninn, roll me a clever.
Okay, maybe.
I guess Muninn, but it actually could have been anyone. My bad. But with a 6. Yeah, she waited for you, but she's not usually a nice person.
Yeah.
Right. She's doing it for her own gain.
Mm-hmm. And I guess, is this a good spot to leave off today's session?
Yeah, with that
Hell
ominous note. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I love the like general enthusiasm of oh yeah, she's so nice. She waited for us. Meanwhile, she's been a manipulative
I think we.
person so far.
Yeah, fair enough. But I
fair
just feel like Angel's just like had so much bad happen to him. He was like he clings to the idea of something good, that someone is good out there, maybe.
Yeah. Bless him.
Fair,
Oh.
fair enough, understandable. So, thoughts on today's session?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it. I was gonna say I have a few notes. As in, I noted a few things. It was fun. I feel like speaking to Aurelia today was quite interesting. I don't know if you
it was
agree.
the first time for Muninn.
Yeah, I don't know if you agree, Show&Tell, but like what I gleaned from it was like talking to her seemed so. Obviously, when we first met her in episode 3 or whatever it was, she seemed like a big scary skeleton lady, like she's gonna kill us all. Speaking to her today seemed like she was a lot more relatable and like, oh, she's only
Human,
trying to
kind of.
and human. Yeah, exactly that. Which is
honestly,
really interesting.
I like, for me at least, it's really because of the book that I read. I feel like more connected to her in some way, or like I understand her better.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did come across that way anyway,
Yeah.
It feels like.
I'm glad it's not just me, because it was really interesting. Like when she was like, "Oh, I just want to make sure my people are safe" or something. I was thinking like, "Wait, why do we want to kill the ancient Rimlen again?" Like, do you know what I mean?
Because they wanted to plunder or something.
Yeah, of course, but
I don't think I got the impression, like before this conversation, obviously, and before the previous conversation too. I don't think I got the impression of our plan is to kill these ancient Rimlen. Rather, I got the impression of
To keep them from.
oh, sorry, yeah, to keep them
other...
from killing everyone else. That's true.
And I also got the sort of impression of this is a bigger issue than we are capable of solving, like as an impression from before, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Either way, I felt like more connected to Aurelia this session. Yeah, which is really cool.
I really like her.
No.
Fair enough. 2 characters that Show&Tell likes, always first in Aurelia. Don't know about any others.
What a
enough.
comparison.
And yeah, that's why I found it funny. Anghel gets another hero's welcome. You're definitely playing into the legend of always thirsty. Not always thirsty, of Prince Charming.
Yeah.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
he doesn't feel like he's doing a good job of it, but I guess so.
I think I would grant you a point on the goodness scale because of the humility and bothering to warn people.
Yeah.
That is good of
Good.
Anghel. That was good of them.
Which brings you to a total score of 1 point.
Wow, we're doing so well.
Yeah.
At least it's in the positive right now. What can I tell you? That's more
Yeah.
than
You're not in debt
I
yet.
can take it for granted. Yeah.
Yeah, you've really never strayed too much from pure neutrality.
Okay. We should
are
work
very-
on that then.
It is funny. We strive. I feel like we strive for good or goodness, but we always end up being either neutral or slightly like anti-hero kind of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry for speaking too much in Illona's name, but I would rather include her. And please feel free to correct me if you guys ever disagree with how I would play her.
That's understandable.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm glad that you do that.
Yeah.
That you give her a part.
Sorry?
That you give her a part, I said.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's good because I feel like, at least for me, sometimes I feel like speaking on behalf of Illona and in turn Ashen can be quite challenging.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't like doing it because I don't want to say the wrong thing. Whereas I feel like Teeironor, you speak as Illona quite well, in my opinion, at least. Obviously, Ashen
should be the ultimate judge of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if she loved the fact that we made her say that she didn't care if Muninn was shot.
Yeah.
I don't think we said that. Yeah, I don't care if Muninn gets shot. I think even
that she agreed to it. I think I don't know how it went. Like I don't remember exactly how it went, but I think the way we told her was kind of like, oh yeah, we all agreed that's what Illona would do, and she was, I think, maybe taken aback a little.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, perhaps we worded that wrong during the recap portion, I suppose.
Yeah. Funny though.
I suppose. Either way, trying to think if there's anything. This is always difficult because, like, yeah, I'm curious about your thoughts on certain things, but by bringing attention to said certain things, it's almost as if giving out a spoiler. Like I'm asking you to think about certain things.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, it must be really tough, to be honest.
So I'll leave it to you if there's anything that caught your eye during the session.
What caught our eye?
Yeah, I'm wondering where the centaurs went.
West. You found.
Yeah, as in where are they going
there?
And just into hiding, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're Akessis' centaurs. Then maybe they are preparing for battle. I don't know if Akessis is.
Yeah.
He wants to battle.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, you're right. I was thinking, aren't they Akessis' sisters? No, the ones that were going. As in,
like,
sorry, they belong.
As a sister of Akessis.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, no, only the one. Only the one.
Okay. In which case, maybe they are. It's also interesting that Aurelia was informed to fight off against the new army, I assume by Cassius.
She said so.
Yeah, she said.
She said so by. Okay, yeah.
What's
I thought she
interesting
did.
is that she hates his guts.
Right, exactly.
And then I understand that she, feels probably conflicted about it.
Well, it's also like, at first one god told her, hey, head that way, but that particular god was Nyctelius, which you should never trust. And then another god said it, and even if you dislike both, if it's multiple gods saying it...
It has more weight. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, definitely.
On that note, I guess the one god that you guys are 100% certain of what they want would be Nyctelius, who, she threw the chicken. She told Illona, I want more upheaval, go there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, at least we're entertaining someone.
Yeah. And, well, I guess Enialios' motives are also fairly easy to deduce.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much said it too, like...
He wants to fuck shit up.
Yeah.
I mean, war, bloodshed, all that fun stuff. He's not necessarily a fan of chaos like Nyctelius, but he is a fan of martial might and war.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's admirable.
Is it?
No.
I mean, it's really funny because he said magnanimous, right? About himself.
Let me look at his monologue. Yeah, he did.
I mean, I don't know what exactly he thinks magnanimous means, but okay. Like it caught my attention then when he said it. I was like, okay, interesting way to look at things.
He's a simple figure, let's say that much.
Yeah, maybe he just thinks that he's magnanimous to his followers or something.
Not sure how. I guess Muninn might know, but since we're in the post-session thing, I won't suddenly return to it and ask Dely to roll to interpret stuff. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I don't really care what he thinks about it. It's just funny to me that that's the word he used.
Magnanimous and unconquered, fierce and untamed, according to my notes.
I mean, everything else fits. Magnanimous.
Yeah, it's there. What can I tell you? It's there. And yeah, he is a violent person, and I think that's what is like very, very apparent. Either way. I like the wholesomeness of the interaction between Anghel and the companions.
Yeah, they're so cute. I mean, we're friends for life now.
If Muninn were to become good, I wonder how that dynamic would change.
Oh my god, yes.
Because
That would be straight.
above board, if that happens, Muninn will feel an instinctive pull to follow Anghel and listen to Anghel.
Yeah, but they can still like say no or like think otherwise or do something else, right?
Yeah, but it would feel wrong to do so.
God, that's a lot of power. Angel's hands.
That is a lot of power.
I will say, I was hoping to get to it in this session, but I guess we'll leave it for next time. There are multiple paths open to Muninn, few of which are pleasant.
Wow, that's encouraging.
Yeah,
but at least there's some freedom of choice.
Yeah,
and we'll get to it next session, I think. But yeah, next session will be the meeting with Ophelia, and the sun is already setting, so like, I don't know if you guys will want to continue traveling to chase after the orb at night. Well, you can do it, but it's like, you've had a rough day, let's put it mildly.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah, absolutely. My instinct is to say yes, but obviously I'm not the one who's traveling. It's my character, or it's our character, sorry. Yeah.
We'll deal with it when we deal with it, I suppose. Anything else? Cornell's victory, I think, was bloodier than you guys expected.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't expect him just beheading her right there, and then doing it to, like, when he was doing it to Jan, it was like more like, okay, we know what's happening, but I just didn't, like, I just knew that Anghel can't do anything. Like, he would just go in there and getting, I don't know.
I would have allowed you to try, but it would have been difficult. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I just kind of knew, so I just made him. Yeah, I just made that stupid him tripping over himself or whatever.
Sure. And you saw some application of magic firsthand with the very, like, a large portion of the ground just turning dead, and Amazons appearing out of thin air.
Yeah. That was incredible, and it was so cool that the satyr stopped doing what they were doing.
I think.
Yeah, even he was afraid.
Yeah.
I think if he doesn't run away into the forest, he's next on the chopping block, honestly.
Oh God. God.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I feel like that must be so like all of that happening right away. I feel like it must be so scary for that. Like, I don't know, I'm thinking about Anghel, but like, just realizing the implications of what just happened, like right away, and being like,
Yeah.
shit.
It's scary.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's meant to be. I guess we've created a kind of objective antagonist for the first time in the campaign. As in, Cornell is definitely like, let's say, a bad guy, even though he has some.
I mean, you can
good
understand him
motivations.
wanting to
Yeah.
find his children, but beyond that, like what he's willing to do for that is,
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, not just that. He's also like, yeah, I'm gonna watch the world burn at this point.
an asshole. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he I guess, as I mentioned, all the other like bad people you've met so far, I guess there was things like the Water Witch or the Mother of the Forest, which were just evil, but they weren't, I'm gonna threaten you for the rest of the campaign evil, if that makes sense.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy definitely could.
Yeah, this guy is, no. How did we end up unleashing this guy? Oh, well.
It do be like that. It do be like that. I did have like a little speech prepared in case Orito won, and also a different soundtrack for Nakesi's victory on that note. It would have still been bloody, but not as rampagey, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well, rest in peace.
Oh, God.
Either way, I guess we'll deal with more stuff that's set to happen next time and the times after that. Do you guys have any other thoughts before going to our shoutouts?
No, I feel like some of the things that, we might have, we notice, we notice in the moment, and then we don't remember to remember them. Like I don't know, like the thing that you try to, like.
The ladle.
Yeah. I'm glad that...
I mean, you talked about how, yeah, that too, I guess. But you talked about how you don't want to point out some things because then, we notice them too much or something. And I just feel like maybe we did notice in the moment or something, but then, yeah, I don't know.
I also kind of have a sneaking suspicion that Anya Verus' warning to Muninn, hey, read the book today, will probably go unheeded.
Damn it!
Remember it.
That's hilarious because it was going to go unheeded until you just told me. So I'm just gonna...
Oh my God, that's true.
Muninn's probably gonna have a very meta moment where they're like, "Oh shit, the sun's going down," and they like they scramble through the book like real quick, like
Wow.
Fiona and Shrek 1.
I guess so. That's a callback.
Yeah.
I was, I think, 3 years old when that movie came out. I don't remember. Anyway,
I was 2, I think.
I don't remember the year it came out. 99?
I think it was 2001, wasn't it?
Oh, if it's 2001, then I was 5. Anyway,
I was 2.
that aside. Or sure, go ahead.
8.
Sorry.
8. I was 8.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm the oldest. I'm the wisest. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I agree, but you don't have to say it out loud, I guess. Sure.
Really? Okay.
But
Either way, unless there's anything else.
Cameron Diaz, I love you. But also, this was just generally speaking, this was a cool session.
It definitely was.
Okay. Then, dear viewers, thank you for watching and listening to us. Let's see what these people are up to. First of all, real brief. She talked about it before, but check out Ashen, her Instagram. She does, she paints stuff, she crafts stuff, she, I think, accepts commissions. I imagine, probably, yeah. But she does a great job at them. so check her out. And next, the dice say we should see what Deli is up to. Deli, could you please go ahead and talk about yourself and what you're doing?
Absolutely. Hello, everyone. I'm Deli, and outside of these sessions, I am a Goblin VTuber on Twitch.tv. I'm an indie VTuber that streams variety, and I'm slowly starting to stream regularly again. Fingers crossed, touch wood, and everything. Please feel free to come say hi. I'm playing Elden Ring at the moment, and I'm a massive Dark Souls fan, and From Software fan in general. So it would be cool to say hi and watch me get angry at some pixels on the screen. I'm also on Twitter and TikTok and stuff.
I made Deli angry on their last stream. I can attest, sort of unintentionally.
It was funny. It was really funny.
But yeah, do check Deli out, and thank you very, very much. Next, we would have Show&Tell. Could you please go ahead and talk about yourself and what you're doing?
Yes, so I'm Show&Tell, and I have a Patreon that I do reactions on to shows, mostly anime. I've also finally started editing stuff, so I think the first video is gonna come out in 2 weeks. I schedule it, so.
Well, awesome,
yeah.
awesome. Dear viewers, I think the YouTube link you see on screen will be outdated, but
definitely.
The description, if the description probably will have the correct link. I'll ask Show&Tell about it.
Yeah, there are 2 links actually, so yeah, we need to fix that.
Sure. We will do so. Either way, thank you very, very much, Show&Tell, and do check her out and her reactions as well. And I, dear viewers, was your Dungeon Master, Game Master Teeironor. I do this series. It's a lot of fun and very, I guess, creatively fulfilling. Unlike the other series, I guess. I'm joking. Because I don't like the Warcraft universe. That's why I'm babbling. But yeah, the other series is also a tabletop campaign set in the Warcraft universe. That with a different group of lovely people. But they're also all very fun people. And we all have fun there as well. So check that out if you may. Other than that, as usual, thank you, dear viewers, for watching and listening to us. We're going to take a week break for next time, but we should be back the week after that. If not, I'll let you all know on the usual places of Twitter and Blue Sky and all of that good stuff. Other than that, we will see you when we'll see you. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.